Hi. Hi guys, I'm here with a new video with Linux. One of the very important part for an engineer or a network engineer who is working in the devices like routers, switches, or firewalls, or the server side, whatever it may be. Linux is a vital part. Linux or Linux or Unix, whatever name you call it, it is the king out here. So just we want to be we want to know the basic working of the Linux platform. Maybe the Windows is more comfortable for us, like it's a GUI oriented. Comparatively, the interactions are very easy. So apart from the Windows side, there is another side, like a black and white side, mostly like the CLI part. It's very interesting, and also it is one of the powerful tool out there or powerful OS out there in order to play around. And it's because it is a vital part right now. Any device, whatever it may be, you name it, it has a Linux flavor in it. So it is important. Without any further ado, I'm getting into the slides. It's a slide based. The notes are there. You can take the snaps, you can take the notes, and you can study the commands. And in case if there are any sort of doubt, please let me know in the comment box as well. Okay, here you see the Linux is like a more like it's a widely operating system. That means widely used operating system. As I mentioned, routers, switches, firewalls, or the proxies or load balancers or any kind of devices there in the market is one way or other way. It is based on the Linux platform. So it is very flexible. It's an open standard, and it's an openly available, and you can manipulate as per the Linux platform. And there is a lot of Linux communities are there. So that because of that it is very widely popular. And if we got any sort of error, we have a community to answer that. That is also very helpful while we are in a troubleshooting, and it is so commonly oriented. We can play around the stuff, like we can manage or we can manipulate the way we want. So that is the things. So I mentioned it as Unix as well. It is called as Unix. Later it is mentioned as Linux. So that is the Unix operating system. We can also call that as well. So this is the things. So some features I have mentioned here. So it is a multi-user. That means we could have the possibility of the multi-user accessibility is very less in the Windows machines, but Unix is a multi-user related stuff. Like it is comparatively easy, and we can use in the that means multitasking in a single operating system. Multiple users can log in, they can do their own instance, they can play around, they can use their own command. That means we can access within the same time, within the same device, multiple users. That is advantage. And how it is written, it is in a unified programming language. It's a C programming language. So it is comparatively easy. Not C programming language. It is written in a programming language of C. So might be like in the backend, so C programming is running, but still we can manage with the help of some commands. That is not, we don't need to program in order to work on these things, or we don't need to know the programming language. Don't confuse that. We don't need to know the programming language to play around the Unix or the Linux platform. So and we have a UI, that is a command line interface, to do whatever we want. And we have file system and all the sort of things. While everything will be visible in the CLI way, it is not a GUI platform. Clicking next and next and next, there is not here. Okay, so now the structure, how this thing is organized. So we want to know the Linux application. So it is a three only. There is no internal core or again in core and again a shell, again a kernel. No, it is a simple structure. We have a kernel, we have a shell. That means you can see like a nucleus, and that is the kernel, and we have shell, and we have on the top of that we have apps and tools. So the kernel is the heart. Okay, whatever it may be, the decisions and everything, resources utilization, memory sharing, CPU sharing, devices sharing, whatever it may be, the kernel is deciding which apps to get this much amount of CPU, which apps to get this much amount of memory. So that is the resources manipulation. The resources management is done by the kernel. You can see here this one, the kernel has an intermittent possibilities over here. So as I mentioned, it decide the which resource to be used and all. And kernel is intermediary device between the computer hardware and the software, that is the applications that is running on the PC or the device. Okay, so going to the next slide. So the kernel control, okay, so this is also a part. Hardware turns part of the system as well as the software part, in the sort of directory into the Linux platform. So that is very important. So another one is the shell. As I mentioned, this is second layer. You could say the shell. So the shell is something like we want to do something. Kernel want to do some stuff like to the kernel, or we want to make the computer to do something. But the problem is the computer knows zeros and ones. So previously we want to manage with the binary language, so that is the zeros and ones. So now, like, we have that environment, we created the instruction commands, that is the English, in the language of English mostly, and valid command to the pass to the kernel. So still the deciding or the action is took by the kernel, but the decisions are shared by the shell. So we are executing some commands, especially when we want to list something, we will specify ls. So we want to give a command, so we are giving a command oriented format in order to kernel to do something, or in order to kernel to read something or write something to as an output with the help of the shell platform, that is in the shell actually. Okay, and apps and services, I don't need to I don't need to explain, because that is the application that is running on the top of the device. So the next thing is the basic reachability or basic connectivity. So in case if you are using a putty, like a putty session, you can see like a SSL client command. You can type the corresponding IP address, here, and get into the stuff like this. Or if you are managing from if you are managing from something or a jump server or something, you can use this command ssh-l ssh-l, and the corresponding username, and the corresponding it could be the domain name, or you could also give the password as well. I'm sorry, you could use the domain name, or you can use the IP address. So -l indicate that means I'm logging using my username. Okay, if you use this -l, you should use your name, that is the username over here. So only one thing you will be prompted is for the password. After this command, they will ask for the password. Okay, password of the Nizam. So you can see this is my username Nizam, and I will type the corresponding password. So I will get into the prompt. That is the usual way of getting to the prompt when you are in a gem server. Otherwise, if you are in like a GUI environment like this, you can install the putty, and play around. Type the IP address here. That's it. Coming to the next slide. Okay, now just a basic things, how to know what is the username, or what is the username of my device which I log into. So either go to the prompt and type type who am I, it's just a question only, who am I. So you can see my username. I'm the user, and it is also mentioned in my prompt now. So my username is it's a command. It's very easy like to know who am I. So it will be printing out the information, you are Nizam, or it will show you the specific username over there. Okay, so it's a good command. And if you wanna see see some more information, like who, there is a command called who. The who command display the specifically all the connected information of the users, whether what is their login name, what is the which port they had login. So it is taking this information from a file called var/admin utmpx in the information. So but we don't need to think about that. This command will display the output who logged. So I will show you for that. Just you can use the who command. So I can see Nizam has been joined with the different interfaces. You can see a tty, that is my default interface, and the corresponding interfaces, and the time and the date and everything. Okay, so that is today, and I have logged in or restarted my device once. So it seems to be the time that has mentioned from the logging time that I mentioned. So who command is also pretty much good to see what and all devices and which are the users has been logging to this device or logging to this machine. Okay, so if you want to see a specific headers, or so, like if you want to see only specific information, so you can use who my hyphen caps h. It'll show you some extra features like name, line, time, and like that and all. So if you want to see some you know okay, if you want to see some like which is the newest one and which is the old one and all, you can use the u, and also you can use the p command, specifically like a who minus p command. It will be showing like when did you rebooted last time. So I had rebooted my PC on the last day, that is yesterday for me. So the main thing is it will be showing the information. So here I'm using my Kali Linux. I'm using my internally Kali Linux, so I can show you the commands internally. Okay, and another command which help like who is the w command. So it will also show the similar like the who command only, but it has some more information. That means particular what is doing on this machine. That kind of information also you'll be getting. So what that specific user or has been using, and how much idle time or GP CPU or PDU what. So many information. That means even I type this what information, even it has been printed out. So that many information you will get from the w command. So the w command is also similar like you only, who only, but the thing is it will show you all the information, even the uptime. It is up for 1 day, and how 3 users has been connected. All the sort of information we'll get from the w command. W command is very useful, similar like who and you the previous list, who am I. It is specify your username only, and who will give you some more details, and w lower the you can see here a strategy who am I, or provided only one. Let's say the command or the size of the command decreases, the information is getting higher. That is one of the things in Linux show a lot with small. So that is one thing, and I will go to the next slide without further ado. So u9, and the next time is u9. It's like what we say, it's similar like uh, it's similar like the who am I command only, but the u9 will provide you I'm sorry, it's mistake. U name. Oh, okay, u9 will provide you what is the kernel version, what is this thing, or u9 will provide you what is this machine. So this machine is a Linux machine. So you can see here that this machine is a Linux machine. So if you want to see something like something more, or specifically if I want to print something more, like we can use with the u9 command. The u9 apart from the u9, you can see here like it will only with, if you only specify u9, it will be specifying which operating system it is going to use. So we have -a, so I will show you with the -a. So u9 -a, if you give, so you'll be getting the kernel line, the kernel name, the node, the version, and all the sort of parameters which will help you to understand like which version of your kernel you are using. It's not about your user or the user of this is about the internal Kali kernel version. So you can see here I'm using Kali 5.8, it's an NP64, so it's a Debian version. All sort of information you'll get from here. So, and the next thing is -i. You can use the -i. Okay, so the hardware implementation, it's specifically unknown for my device. So you will get the hardware related information. If it is not known because it is my personal PC. So I just had to put that, and you can use -n. So like it will be print out the host name or the node name. Node name of the corresponding like specific device. So specifically like the node name means the inside the Linux which type of or which flavor of Linux we are using. So you can use u9 -n. So these are the u9. It is something you need. You can check the kernel related version. So next thing is uptime. Similar like the u command only. This uptime will help you to show the Okay, so you don't need to do the uptime only. Like you can use specifically what do you say, you can use the w command or who commands. So also you can use the uptime command as well in order to see the uptime of the device. So no, the device is up for how long is the time, and how many users log in, and load average, and how much load I'm getting from this device. All the sort of parameters I will be getting from the uptime information. So the next thing is, if you want to see all the how many users log in, we have one more option. Apart from the who, apart from the w, we have one more option, the users. Okay, users command. Here you see the username, all the sort of username, all the users has been connected with different names or different username and password. Everyone's name will be present here. Now 3 users has been connected, that's why 3 guys are all are me, all are my device, and I'm the username. And I'm going to the next one, the date. The date command is useful like to see the date and time of the machines, especially when we are in specific things. If you want to see the specific details, we can use the date. And also the date will if you want to see some more information, like only month, think that you want to see only month, plus h small letter h, sorry, ampersand is needed. Okay, so if you want to see only month, you can specify the h like that. You can specify, display the name, the super privileges apply the, if you want to see, like, you want to specify a plus sign followed by this symbol. Okay, so I have specified some keywords, like I specified here date. If you want to specify, if you want to get to know the minute, like, you specify slash m here and close the colon, so you can see the month is the minute is 22. Okay, it was 22 when the time I have done this stuff. So it's a minute is 23 now. It has been changed. So the thing is, like, it is something specifically, like saying, if you want to filter certain things, you can do like that here. It's very cool. Okay, so you can also set the date. Already set the date in the device. Set the date command, date and minus s, and we want to specify the string. Like, for an example, I have mentioned here. If you want to specify the date and time like this, you go and use the command date. And if you want to set, you want to use a keyword, or you want to use the command s. So that is necessary. Okay, so coming to the calendar. The calendar information, you can use the cal command in order to get the calendar information. So the cal, it's a command. Cal status, you can, it's a different thing actually. Okay, you can specify the cal keyword in order to see some information like this. And the next is important, ifconfig. Okay, so ifconfig, it's a it's a very important thing. Like, ifconfig specify the interfaces. Okay, interfaces, you can see my IP address from here, lose 0. So you can see here from this specific vmnet zeros are my interface. This is my interface, and I have my specific IP address. So since I'm connected to my Wi-Fi, this is my IP address related information. WLAN is my Wi-Fi adapter. So you'll get some more information related to this stuff here. Okay, now there is a very important command. Whenever you deal with production devices, the free command will be providing you the necessary how much amount of free memory or free data, like within your device. So if you cannot understand what type of GB, if you only understand GB, you can see minus G. So you can see here 19 GB total is here, 8 GB is free, and the remaining GB, 15 GB available. So it is more cool. That means when we require to check the amount of the free. And also one more command is there, as I mentioned over here, that is df minus h. This is also another specifically important command, df minus h. So if you want to, sorry, it is not df, it is df. Okay, so it will be also specify the percentage of the use and available memory, and any specific thing is using more amount of RAM or memory. So this is very important command. It will be helping you to check the status or the size of the device and the availability of the devices memory. So these are the the basic stuff in within to the Linux, and in the next video I'll be specifying the file system in the Linux, and also the next level we can check some certain things in the files, and also the directory, the the privileges, and also how the things have been setting in the Linux platform. So thank you very much for tuning in.